Hey, what's up everybody? It's Coach Matt, EliteThrowsCoaching.com, getting ready to head out in the circle to shoot video number 9 for you of this 10-part video series. But before I do, as always, I want to just remind everyone to click that subscribe button right down below. It's right down there. Click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that pops up right next to it. That way you get notified of any new videos that pop up on my channel. So we've been doing a lot of video analysis lately. We've been doing these videos as well as some other videos talking about general track and field and coaching things, okay? So make sure, click that subscribe button, click that notification bell, give this video a like, share it around, leave some comments, send me a video to analyze. You can go right to the website to do that. And that's about it, guys. So let's go out in the circle. We're going to talk a little bit more about proper heel-toe relationship, why that's a good thing, why if it's not present, it's a bad thing, and everything that has to deal with that. All right? See you out there. Okay, video number 9 talks about not having a good or a proper heel-to-toe or instep-to-toe relationship. Now, when we start teaching new throwers, one of the first things that we should always teach throwers is how to get their feet set up in a power position. There's a few ways that I like to do it, and I'm going to show you those at the end of the video. But the first thing that I want to talk about is that heel-toe relationship. So, when you have a taller athlete, or when you have an athlete with wider shoulders, wider hips, or a bigger, heavier athlete, we want to see what typically, and it's going to be different for everybody, but typically a heel-toe relationship. So what does that look like? Pop up the old shoes, the old pants for you. We want to see, now in this toe board right here, there are 12 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here is the middle of that toe board. And if your circle is set up correctly, that should be the middle point. If we drew a line from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, north to south, which should be the line that goes right up the middle of that circle. So I'm going to put my left foot right there. Now, because I am taller and not super wide, but a little bit wider, I like to have more of a heel-toe relationship. And shorter athletes, skinnier athletes, more petite athletes, throwers, are going to have more of a toe instep relationship. Okay, so you're either going to be heel toe or instep toe. And from there, what we're going to do is step straight back. So we're going to pretend that the toe is on that line that goes from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And we're going to pretend that the heel is also on that line that goes from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. We don't want our feet even. So if your feet are right next to each other, that's going to cause some problems. If your foot is behind and you've got that negative relationship, you're going to have a lot of problems. If it's really separated, where you've got this left foot kind of in the bucket, is the terminology that's used, that's going to cause a lot of issues as well. So we are always trying, and this is both shot and glide and rotational and discus, toe to heel or toe to instep, step back, and that is where we want our feet to be when we get set up in the power position. Okay, so the question becomes why? I hate that question. I feel like that's all my kids at home say. I've got a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old at home, and that's all they say. Why? Why do we want our feet in that heel-toe position? It doesn't really make sense. When we squat, our feet are kind of even. When we jump, our feet are even. We're never going to be really in this staggered kind of stance. So why are we doing it? Let me show you. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show you from behind why this is so important. So we know that when we finish the throw, we talked about this with blocking last week, and we talked about this with body position, power position a few weeks before that. We want our feet to essentially be pointing right down the middle, and we need to be balanced. So if we were just to start right here, okay, both feet together, one foot, my left foot is on the left side of that 12 to 6 line. My right foot is on the right side of that 12 to 6 line. Now I'm going to step back. Okay? I'm balanced. Maybe not turning around talking to you guys, but I'm balanced. And now you can see we are blocking, pushing, and everything is going forward. Okay? So we're blocking, we're pushing, everything is going forward. That's the block, that's what we talked about last week. Watch what happens when I just rotate on my toes, okay? So we're here, we're going to take that step back, we're going to go balanced, and now from here, I'm going to rotate on my toes. Where did my feet land? Now I've got that, again, proper heel-toe relationship. If we turn, we're balanced. 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 We want that relationship. Now what happens? Let's put them even. Now I'm not going to exaggerate, okay? Let's put them even. So now they are both right next to each other, and now we don't have a good heel-toe relationship. And let's turn. And we're going to fall to the right. Again, our feet get tangled up and we fall to the right. So, show you one more time. Straight back, no heel-toe relationship. We're nice and even. We're going to turn and throw. And what's going to happen? I'm starting to fall. There we go. We're starting to fall a little bit to the right. It's not balanced. Okay? Now, let's talk about what happens if we are in that negative position. So if we're landing, and instead of being kind of heel to toe, we're the other way. We're never going to be able to get our hips all the way around. And this is the reason for a lot of right sector falls. This is in glide shot, but more often it's in rotational shot and in discus. If we have our feet in this position, say we over-rotate onto the back of the circle, and our feet are in this position, when we go to turn our feet and throw, where are my hips facing? If I try to twist my hips as far as possible, where are my hips facing? Down the right sector line. Go to any high school track meet. Where does the official measuring the shot and the discus, where does the official always stand? Do they stand right in the middle where they should be? No. They stand on the right sector line. Because all of the right-handed throwers, which is the majority of throwers, it's the majority of people, all of the right-handed throwers are not going to get their hips around because they have a bad heel-toe relationship. The furthest they're going to get their hips is going to be down that right sector, and all of those throws are going to be either right sector fouls or down the right sector line. You guys aren't going to stand on the left sector, they're not going to stand in the middle, they're going to stand on the right sector where most of those throws are going to land. Okay? The other thing we have to talk about is landing in the bucket. So if we land on the glide or rotation or discus and our foot is way the heck over here, but our right foot is where it should be. Now when we go to throw, what happens? We're not able to get all of our weight. We want to push this way, but my body's saying, hey, get over the left. So if I get over the left, now we've got a left sector foul. Or we push it down the middle and we're not able to get as much power down the middle as we want. So you're either going to have a left sector foul, or you're going to have where you're throwing this way and you're not going to get a lot of power down the middle. So no matter how you slice it, the optimal position for you to be in is that proper heel-toe position, or if you're a smaller, more petite thrower, you're going to be in more of a kind of instep toe position. Okay? We need to get in this position so that we deliver the shot put in the correct direction, and we need to be in this position so that we can deliver that shot put with the most amount of power possible. Okay, so what's the culprit? What is the reason why we're not landing with our feet properly positioned when we get to the front of that circle? Well, when we're talking about glide shot put, there's a lot of different reasons why this might be happening. And a lot of them have to deal with the back of the circle, how we get started in that glide. So a lot of times what you're going to see is that when an athlete gets started to glide, now I'm not going to get in the full glide position, so I'm just going to talk to you, that way you can see what my legs are doing. When a lot of times athletes will bring, instead of bringing the knees together and the toe to the heel to initiate that glide, what you're going to see a lot of times is that the toe is there, but the knees are separated. So now where am I pointing? I'm pointing down that way, and I'm probably going to land in the bucket. The other way, kind of the same problem or the same issue, but a little bit of a different problem, sometimes they bring the knees together, but they wrap one foot behind the heel. And then when they glide crooked, and they land in the bucket, okay? Some other reasons why are a little bit less normal, a little bit less usual. So we're gonna go through those separately. But those are your two big culprits. Bringing that foot in to start your glide, to initiate your glide, and having the knee pointed out with a space in between the knees, or bringing the knees together and wrapping that foot behind it. And when they wrap behind it, you start to push down that left side of the circle and you land in the bucket. Two other very important reasons that are a little bit less common. The first one has to deal with a crooked unseating. Okay, so we didn't really talk too much about this, but unseating essentially is when you're in the back of the circle. You bring the feet together, you bring the knees together, toe to heel, your body starts to rock, your body starts to unseat, and your weight starts to shift backwards into the circle. And it's a much better way of getting your body moving. Sometimes athletes will unseat crooked. So when they bring the knees together, toe to heel, they go to unseat, they start to twist their butt one way, or they start to twist their butt the other way. This usually happens if they have tight hamstrings or tight hips, lower back pain. They don't know what direction, they don't have that compass. They start to twist their butt, they start to move their butt one way, move their butt the other way. Essentially, wherever their tailbone is pointing, that's where they're gonna go. So if their hips shift one way, they're gonna go that way. If their hips shift the other way, they're gonna go the other way, okay? The other less common reason, but still something to watch out for, of why your feet aren't landing in a good power position, is actually that they're trying to turn or scrape the feet when they glide. And we see this a lot with younger throwers, newer throwers, people that really don't practice it a lot. Maybe shot's their second or third event and they just kind of get in the meet and do it. A lot of times you see this where they're in the back of the circle and they go to start gliding, they come up on the toe and then they move their foot sideways. Or they come up on the toe, they move their foot sideways. Okay, a lot of times you see them start to go, they go up on the toe, they twist, and then they try to push sideways off the foot. And typically that's going to put them right down the left side of that circle. So those are four very common reasons why you're landing in a bad position. We want to make sure to keep everything straight. We want to make sure that we keep the knees together, toe to the heel, that we're gliding backwards. And I like to think about showing the official, whoever's in the middle of that throwing sector, showing them the bottom of my foot. So that way they're not looking at the side of my foot, they're not looking at the inside of my foot, they're not looking at the toe, they're looking at the bottom of my foot the entire time that I'm gliding. Okay, so a really great way to get one of your athletes aligned properly and make sure that they are actually lining up and getting their feet in the right position, make sure their glide is nice and straight, is to get them out of the circle and to find a line. Now, here at the gym, we have turf that has yellow lines in it, and these lines work perfectly for getting ourselves lined up, okay? You might have lines in the parking lot, lines on the basketball court, you might have lines on turf. You will probably be able to find a line anywhere in your facility, anywhere in your school that you can use. If you don't, you can take a piece of sidewalk chalk and literally draw that 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock line that goes from north to south right down the middle of that circle. Now, once you have that line, now your athletes have a way to say, okay, my toe is on the line, my heel or my instep is on the line. Now we can practice all of our drills. Let's get set up in a power position. Okay, look down at your feet. Is your foot still on the line? Yes, it is. That means we're in a good position. Let's do different throws. Let's start working on grounding the left foot. Okay, still on the line. Ground the left foot and then work that left arm. Okay, still on the line. If we can look down and check ourselves to make sure that we're in a good position, that line should be right underneath our toes, okay? The other drills you can do are the same exact drills that we've already talked about previously in this series. So that lift and drop drill, to make sure all your weight's on the right. Did you drop it on the line? Yes, you did. Okay, lift and drop. Did you drop it on the line? No, you didn't. Okay, let's get back on the line. Comfortable, lift and drop. lift and drop, lift and drop. How about the power position drill, teaching that right-left throw? So we're going to get in the air, we're going to jump in the air, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, and throw. Am I on the line? Oh, I'm off a little bit, so I would have to work on that and change that. How about stop glides? Starting on the yellow line. Stop glides, we're gliding, right, left. Am I landing on the line? Yes, I am. Okay, let's work the rest of the drill, staying low in the back, keeping the arm long. Let's do all those other drills on that line to make sure we have proper alignment. Want to do something even trickier? Get a 2x6 piece of plywood and use that 2x6 piece of plywood just like a balance beam would be used, okay? Have your athletes do these drills on that 2x6 piece of plywood, on that balance beam. They are going to guarantee that they are paying attention and that they are staying on that 2x6 piece of wood. If they can do that, they're certainly going to be teaching themselves how to stay in proper alignment when they get in that circle. All right, that does it from here. Everybody have a great week. Make sure to visit the website EliteThrowsCoaching.com to check out the video analysis, the online coaching, the blog, the products that we sell, the training programs that we sell, the coaching books that we sell. Everything up there is meant to help throwers and coaches. Make sure to click the link down below as well to check out our overnight camp. And as always, there's going to be stuff at the end of this video that pops up on the screen. Make sure to click all this stuff that just popped up to check out other videos and playlists that we have here. Check out that camp and subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Click all that stuff and check out all that stuff that just popped up, and I will talk to you really soon.